Welcome to the 10 subscribers special 10-minute podcast, where hosted by yours truly, Jules Den.
Jules Den.
Jules the Den.
Jules.
Den. And we are going to sit here and talk to you for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. 10-minute podcast.
10-minute podcast.
For our 10 subscriber special.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Now tell me, what position do you sleep in to not crush your heart and inevitably give you heart failure?
I actually sleep in the heart-crushing position.
Oh, really?
I sleep on my left side, because I like my back to the wall so I can face any dangers that come through my door, so I can just grab my pillows and throw them.
Makes sense. Yeah, as you have described it,
Mm-hmm.
I apparently, in my sleep, roll and turn like a rotisserie chicken.
Like a rotisserie chicken, yep.
So, don't know what that does for my heart, but
probably evenly spreads it out so that you're not completely crushing it.
nice.
That, like, you're crushing it for, like, 10 minutes. No, more like an hour. But then, like, you roll onto your face. And then you roll onto your right side, which the right side is the side that doesn't crush your heart. That's the position you want to sleep in, so you're not squishing it. And you don't have heart failure in the future.
Not confirmed. We are not doctors. I repeat, we are
We're
not doctors.
No doctorate here yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of heart damage.
Speaking of failures, do you
Okay.
want to tell us about the bubble wrap video? Jules?
It exists. It's in a folder on the computer. Will it ever get posted? Probably not.
Probably not, no.
No, but it was genius, okay? At the time, we were excited. We had the bubble wrap. You had the bubble wrap.
We had so much
You
bubble
were
wrap.
collecting it before the video? Or
did.
just for the video?
Well, it was before, and I just had mass amounts of bubble wrap because stress, And then you were like, hey, we both came up with this idea. Like, what if we just kind of, like, wrapped someone in it and then, like, pushed them around?
Yeah, like throw them off a building,
and then I thought
throw them
that
out of a
was-
tree,
I
have a
thought
dog
that was
attack them.
funny, so I was like, sure. And then I ended up just having just a couple of trash bags just packed full with bubble wrap.
Some of them were itty bitty bubbles, and then some of them were just like the giant ones.
Giant bubbles.
It was-
I still have a picture of you
You do.
with the bubble wrap pants on.
Yeah. We started that got so hot so quickly.
I wouldn't know.
I
I
was
didn't have to be in
literally
it.
just sweating. At one point, it got cold because of how much sweat was just trapped in there. We had to stop
Lovely.
at one point because I was like in heat exhaustion, wasn't
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is true.
The
For
pool-
something that won't ever see the light of day.
No, but the pool part was my favorite because one,
Oh, I
instant
forgot about
cold
that.
relief, and two, you float. So,
Oh,
Pro
that's
tip.
true. That was true.
pro tip, if
You
you
got
find
to,
bubble wrap,
you got
duct
to-
tape it to your body, and then just go swim.
You got to experience floating because you don't float in
No.
in water.
No, I don't. I still don't know why.
Weirdo.
People still don't believe me. Yeah, they don't believe me. And then I went to a lake, with these girls because they were just like, "Hey, we're going to the lake," and I was like, "Okay, cool." I jumped in my car and went to the lake, and they're like, "We don't," and I said like, I don't float, and and one of them was a lifeguard, and she's just like, "What do you mean? Like, you're probably just doing it wrong." And so she like helps me, she puts me into the position as like the lifeguard teaches kids to float on their back to like prevent themselves from dying. And we did that, and I just sunk. I just sunk.
Like a rock.
Like a rock. And she was just like, that's not normal. And I'm like, I know, man, I don't get it. I'm not buoyant. And then I freaked them out so I'm like wearing my highlighter yellow swim shorts in this lake, and like I said, "Okay, girls, I'm gonna dive to the bottom and you tell me if you can still see me." I like was under the water for maybe 3 seconds and I disappeared from their sight. I was engulfed by the water, and I was enjoying it at first until there gets to a point where it's so quiet and it's so like nothing is around you to touch, not above, below, arms, anything, And it was so dark, I got genuinely scared and just frantically swam to the surface,
see,
even though I could hold my breath for so long.
That sounds so peaceful.
I thought it was too, until I was just like, if like anything at any point can just touch me and I'm stuck. If it grabs my leg, I'm gone. If it touches my hand, if like anything runs into, I'm dead. I'm accepting my death right there.
That seems so peaceful.
I will willingly drink water until I drown. You think that's peaceful? Just floating until
in nothingness.
Nothingness?
Just nothingness. Sounds
right.
like a lovely Saturday afternoon.
Okay, well, I'm taking you to the lake then, and I'm gonna throw you in there, and you get to just
one problem.
Drown.
I can't swim. I mean, I can. Not very well, though. So I probably will genuinely drown.
Just around. Like, oh, I'm just gonna... All right, then.
Bye.
You coming back up?
Nope.
All right, well, the longest a human can hold their breath is a minute. It's been 3.
That's not true.
No?
No.
Well, average human is a minute.
I suppose, but...
Like, Olympic trainer, obviously.
Like 5.
Like 5, maybe. Or professional divers. Ooh. Sometimes I want to do that. I want to put one of those mermaid tails on. I want to do the deep breathing thing, and I want to just grab a rope and go down meters and meters. Because the other thing is, I have the spite where it's just like, I can go another 10, and it's like, you're already 100 meters down, man. No, you can't. It's just like, poof. Wait, tell us about one of your psychology stories, I guess.
Psychology stories? So, I take a psychology class, and I have a very, very crazy teacher, to the point where he likes to stand on tables, sing every morning and all during class, not well, mind you. Sorry, doctor. And just, how a normal teacher would take his yardstick and swing it at kids' heads.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I always ask you this question. You're sure he's an actual doctor?
He has a PhD, yeah. Somehow.
All right.
Somehow. Honestly, one could argue that that's what made him go crazy. But yeah, he also has tantrums. There was one class where he legit just laid down on the floor and said, doctor's done today. And he stayed there for, a solid 15 seconds before he got up and actually started teaching us again. What was something that happened just the other day? He was part of our curriculum, so it was okay, right? But basically, he took a chair, propped his feet up on it, and turned away from us, told us about a dream he had, and told us to psychoanalyze it for him. Oh. And that was our curriculum for the day, was basically giving our teacher free therapy.
What was the... yes, a doctorate in psychology is asking high school students of his psychology class for therapy.
Basically.
Lovely.
That's what happened.
What's the gist of the dream? Like, how weird was it? What was your
honestly wasn't as weird as some of his other dreams.
Okay.
But basically, you could definitely tell there were a lot of buried problems. It was about this old lover he had and her father, so his father-in-law.
Oh, daddy issues.
Yeah, basically. Because then he had to go move his father-in-law's car that he was very possessive about, and he kept failing, and then it got wrecked by some teenager, and then the teenager ended up having antisocial personality disorder, which is the psychotic one for serial killers, and then the dream ended.
Oh. So yeah. He's got daddy issues.
Yeah.
That he kept failing. He's definitely failed at some point. Definitely has had a car wreck.
What I came up with was that
point.
He was wanting his father-in-law's approval, and fought for that. Was very anxious about it. Fear of that. Well, we concluded that the antisocial personality disorder was because we just talked about it the other day.
Definitely not a visit from his childhood.
I also concluded that he associates teenagers and naiveness with destruction. Oh. Because a teenager is what destroyed the car.
Yeah.
And they didn't see anything wrong with what they did.
So it's just
So that's how I analyzed it.
teenagers scare the living out of me.
I don't remember if I gave him that paper or not. So he'll either see that or not.